Senator Grassley.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this hearing comes at a critical time because of Russia's influence on the world's supply of grain. All the while, the Biden administration is taking action to take more American farmland out of production. A week into this term of this president, he issued an executive order known by 30 by 30 plan. This plan aims to permanently conserve 30% of our country's lands and waters by 2030. Have you been involved in the discussion on the 30-30 executive order, and if so, has CRP been a topic of these meetings?
Thank you, Senator Grassley, for the question. We've all been part of the effort to ensure that we are doing our part to ensure conservation on our lands. And it's conservation of the lands that will reserve future production opportunity that we're focused on. It's not about forever removing it from conservation. We're even doing analyses right now about how do we better use land that's already in the CRP program so that we can continue to have some meaningful ag production while taking the conservation steps that will build soil health and improve our ability to continue to grow our production into the future.
CRP's been a part of that top discussion.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. The 2018 Farm Bill capped CRP payments at 85% of county rental rates. Yet during the 2021 CRP sign-up, USDA added a 10% inflation adjustment for contracts signed and other environmental incentives. This increases the chance of the federal government is outbidding young and beginning cash rent farmers, so the federal government would be a very disastrous competitor. CRP can be a useful tool to address marginal land. However, Iowa has the most productive farmland, and we should not be putting that in permanent conservation. Did FSA take into account how this inflationary adjustment would affect land prices and push producers trying to get access to rental land?
Yes, sir. In addition to a lot of other factors, FSA considers those economic impacts, but I think it's important to note that we lean heavily on our local partners on the county committees to weigh in when they feel like the NAS data is incorrect as to what an effective rate would be. And we make sure that when we get close to that 25% per county cap, we're paying special attention in those cases, sir.
Yeah. Did you take into consideration that you'd be violating law if that inflationary cap got over the 85% county average?
We work very closely with our Office of General Counsel, sir, and I would ask you to have the legal conversations with them. We adhere to their guidance.
Can you explain how prime farmland ends up in CRP and what we can do in the next farm bill to ensure that we're only setting aside the most environmentally sensitive and marginal farmland?
I think that's our goal, sir, is to ensure that it's the environmentally sensitive land. And as to explaining how prime farmland can get into that program, I think we got to look at the causal factors. The economic reality of our producers is that 89% of them make most of their income off the farm. So we've got to look at improving farm viability for all of our producers, and a rental rate for CRP is one of the many opportunities that a producer has to consider when measuring the economic viability of their operation. But we welcome those conversations, sir.
Before I give up the chair, let me explain to Senator Tuberville, you really aren't mean, but you sure tease me an awful lot.